In today's craft video, I'm going to be using stuff I never use. To start off, I have these molds. They are either a Jello mold or a donut mold. Whenever I look it up, it could be for Jello, but it looks like a donut, so maybe it's a Jello in the shape of a donut. I'm not really sure, but have several of these. I've never known what to do with them because there's a hole in the middle, so I can't use it as a centerpiece. So I'm going to be turning it into a Christmas wreath ornament. The first step that I did was I had to create a hole in the top for the hanger. So what I do to make those is I get a random piece of wood and I put the little mold onto the edge because it has a lip and I don't want to bend the lip. Then I take a pointy nail, stick it down inside, and I take a hammer and I just go bang, 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 bang a few times with the hammer. This is aluminum, so it's super easy for the nail to go through. And because it will be sharp and pokey, I take a file and just file it down. I do that for my vintage cookie cutters, any other kind of Jello mold, and it works great to make a little hole for the hanger. Before I do any decorating, I'm going to put the string through the hole, and I'm going to use jute because jute is nice and thick, and I know it'll be able to make a knot that won't slide up through the hole. So I'm going to take this skinnier jute. It will still make a nice thick knot though, and I'm going to cut it plenty of length. I'm folding it in two, taking this little curved end and sticking it through the knot or the hole. And then I'm going to knot it at the bottom. You can always double knot it if you end up making it too small. And this is going to be hidden by the greenery that's going to go in this, and also probably a little bow that I'll put up at the top. And then I can go ahead and tie off the top to make the little Christmas hanger for your tree. I have this greenery. It comes on a really long strand, and honestly I can't remember where we got it. It might be from Factory Direct Craft, which is an online craft store. One thing that I usually don't like about this is how long and hairy looking this looks, but it might actually be beneficial for this craft because it'll take up the deep width of this pan. So I'm hoping I won't have to do 2 layers. We'll have to see. But all I'm going to do is push it down into this, measure it a little bit longer than I need, because I'm going to wrap it around itself, cut it with my pliers, and then I'm going to wrap it around, twisting it. This is how I make all my little miniature wreaths, if I ever make a wreath for a craft. And if it looks like it's going to bunch up right there, all that gets hidden if you put a bow on it. You can also use pliers to help you push it down if it gets a little bit too pokey. And you can give it a little tug and make sure it's nice and stuck. So if I glue this down to the bottom, it does look a little bit smushed, but we'll have to see. It might end up working out okay if I just kind of fluff this up a little bit, but I might see what 2 layers look like. So 2 is definitely too much. You can't really even see the metal anymore. And I really don't want to have to use double because it's just using too much material, and I would like to make all of these. I think I have 10 of them. So I'm going to see if I can get this to work and just not shove it down in there, you know, so where it looks flat. Metal and hot glue don't really like one another that much. It dries really quickly, so I'm going to go fast. This is definitely heated up already. Okay. I'm going to go quick and hopefully it will stick okay. And I'm putting it on the side so I don't feel like I have to shove it down to the very bottom. Make sure the knot lines up with the knot of the string. And I'm not going to push it all the way in. Hopefully all those little pine needles will stick to that glue. I'm just squishing it down and putting a little bit of hot glue right there, and then raising it back up so it'll stick to that middle ring as well. And I'm going to do that around the outside or the inside of this ring. So the one thing I don't like about it is, again, just how hairy it is and it's going all over the place. I do want it to look fluffy, but not this fluffy. So I'm going to take my scissors and just kind of try to randomly cut it. I don't want it to look perfect like a, you know, a bowl cut. So I also want this to be a bit flatter. And I also think it'll just make it look more condensed and not so spindly. So already that looks a million times better. So I'm liking how that looks right there. Something that I don't use very often are these cookie cutters that came in a button package. I use the silver ones a lot more. I don't know why, but I have these colored ones. Probably won't use the green tree because it blends in too much. But I'm just going to pick out some of these, and I'll either have kind of a theme where I'll have several wreaths that look the same and then a different style for others. I'm going to show you as many as I get done at the end of the video. Hopefully it'll be all of them so you can see how I decorate each one. But for this one, I'm going with a kitchen, Christmas kitchen theme. And I'm liking kind of the burgundy colors, but I do notice I have a red one. I might go with a brighter one because it does show up a little bit better. Nothing's glued down, but I think I finally figured out how I want it to look. I got just red stars and brown gingerbread men, and because it's a kitchen themed, I found these little rolling pins recently in the house whenever we were cleaning out stuff to do a yard sale, and these two things, this little bowl and this little spoon, came off of an old Christmas ornament, just a random old Christmas ornament we don't decorate with, so I thought that would be cute to decorate. And I'm not quite done yet. I am going to color a little bit on the rolling pin, the handles, and I might add a little bit of color to the spoon just because there's a lot of red. Then all of a sudden there's just a lot of brown. But I thought this would be cute to show you. So whenever I was little, I had to, in school, do a diorama of like the olden days and today. So think of 1800s general store versus our general store today. So I made a diorama of an 1800s looking general store, and on the other side was Walmart, and I had these little rolling pins for it. So that's what this was for whenever I was having to buy all these little things to make this image. And I found one of the rolling pins and it says on it, if I can get it to focus, come on, focus, Mom's Kitchen. And I spelled kitchen wrong, but that's okay. It's cute. And whenever I saw this, I instantly knew what it was for. It was for that little diorama that I made. And I remember it so well because I loved that project. I think I was in 3rd grade when I did it. I loved my 3rd grade teacher. But anyway, random little story there. But I'm going to use my Posca pens to add a little bit of red to these. I think I'm going to go around the border of the spoon, and then I'm going to color the handles, just to make it pop a little bit and make it look more like a set. So I've got everything colored how I like it. Now I'm just going to glue everything together. I'm not going to, of course, be shoving it way down deep into the greenery. It's just going to kind of rest on top of it. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I really don't like visible hot glue. I try to really do a good job of hiding it, because it just looks icky. So I'm just going to tack it down and let it rest on there. I'm going to do that for the others. So this is everything glued down, and the ribbon I picked out is this burlap ribbon that also has a red and white peppermint stripe on it, or candy cane stripe. I thought it would match the jute up at the top and the brown colors, but also the red really well and the silver with the white. So I thought it was a really great match. You could always try tying a bow around the hanger itself. I just did that and I didn't really like how it looked. It wasn't laying correctly. So I'm just going to make one, and then rather than gluing it up here because it's going to cover up too much, I'm going to glue it to that string up at the top. Making sure it dries 100% because I don't want anything popping loose. And it'll be a really, very cute ornament. I really think it turned out really well. I don't know why I doubt myself. I usually start something and I'm like, is this going to look good? Then at the end, I always end up liking it, for the most part. There might be a few clunkers every now and then, but for the most part, I always like what I make. So this little tiny piece that I have here is just going to go along the back so it hides that little bit of glue. Also make sure the bow stays nice and stuck. And here it is all finished. I really like how this turned out. Like I was saying just a little bit ago, wasn't sure. I didn't know if I had enough stuff to really make it look nice. I didn't know if they were going to be too big or too small, but I really think it's super cute, and it doesn't have to be kitchen themed. I'm definitely going to make more and show you those in just a second. I ended up making 5 of these Santa-themed wreaths, and I'm so glad I did because I'm really trying to include Santa a little bit more in my Christmas crafts. These 3 are the same, and all of these little ornaments came from a package that I've had for so long from Hobby Lobby. So like I've been saying, I'm trying to use up things that I hardly ever use. And I was able to use the entire package, so I'm so glad I did that. This reminded me of a little letter. So this has a little mailbox, Santa's boot, his hat, and his mitten. The only thing that's a little different is I had to use different snowflakes because I ran out of these. I also put a really pretty sparkly snowflake ribbon at the top. So those turned out really precious. I love the really bright red. These are also Santa themed. The only thing that's different is the presents, and this one has a sleigh and this one has a little mitten at the bottom. So very similar, but had to use up some different things because I was running out of some of the supplies. I've had these buttons for forever because what do you do with a black bag? And I never really knew what to do with his good and bad list and his glasses. So I was so happy I was able to use those. Again, with a little hat and mitten. I like the little green and red ribbon at the top. So those are also really precious as well. These next 5 are kitchen themed, starting off with the one that I made at the beginning of the video. I have more rolling pins, so I did this one with some little cookies that are already cut out, mixed with the cookie cutters, so I think that one's really cute. This one, these were the last 3 little gingerbread ornaments I had, so I'm glad I was able to use these up. I've also never gotten to use these candy canes, so I was glad I got to use those. I hardly ever use these snowmen because they're not really a bright white, they're more of an off-white, so I included those to match this little heart down here at the bottom. I had one more rolling pin that was from a totally separate Christmas ornament, so I got to reuse that. And then this last one, kind of a combination of things, cookie cutters, already baked cookies, a little cupcake, some candies. Really, really cute, and I like the polka dotted ribbon on these two. It's more of a burgundy color, and I just stuck with the burlap and the red and white candy cane striped ribbon for these. And just so you know, I've already went ahead and priced them, and I priced them at $4.50 each for my craft show. So hopefully these will be a great addition for my upcoming craft show in November. And as always, tell me which one was your favorite in the comments down below. Are you more of a Santa person, or are you more of a Christmas kitchen person? I personally like all of them this time. I don't really know if I can pick a favorite. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.